Hi everyone, this video is on exercise 9J question 5. So this is a modeling question that are usually considered as the more challenging questions in the exam. But if you have enough practice in this area, you will realize that they are not as hard as at least people say. So in this case, it says a population is growing at a rate which is proportional to the size of the population. Write down a differential equation for the growth of the population. Okay, so the first tip is that whatever you see, whatever quantity that you see in the question, try to denote a notation for that. So just, find a notation for that. That makes life much more easier. So in this case, as soon as you see a population, remember population is one of your quantities. So I'm just going to use y, for example. Y here means population. Then it says growing at a rate. So when you see rate, remember that rate is usually about the derivative. So that's another thing, which is proportional to the size of the population. And also it says proportional. So when you see proportional, remember the constant of the proportionality. That's another important thing here, that I can take k, but I'll write that down later. So here, now, since we know that y represents the population, then remember that it's just a question essentially saying that the rate of change of the population is equal to, so the rate of change of the population is dy by dt. That just means that how much the population is, how the population is changing over time. So that's why we started with du dt. And then this is proportional to the size of the population. So before I write the final differential equation, since it's just proportional, we can write down the proportionality symbol. And then remember, it's proportional to the size of the population. So we said that the size of the population is y. So yeah, it's saying that the population, the change of the population is proportional to the size of the population, which hopefully you remember from GCSEs that whenever you have the proportionality symbol, you can then rewrite the equation as equal to a constant times whatever you have. So this k is just a constant, is the constant of the proportionality. So it's a constant. And y is the population as we discussed, and dy dt is the rate of the population change. So yeah, and this is basically the final differential equation. So dy dt is equal to k times y. And it takes time and practice to because if you do enough questions, these things will usually come naturally. Okay, that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.